Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Katie Snow, and today we have a delicious recipe for you guys. We are making golden truffles. For those of you who have tried our golden milk recipe and love it, you are going to love this equally delicious version of golden truffles. Before we get started, I do want to point out the amazing benefits of turmeric. Turmeric is a spice. It's actually a root, and it's been used for centuries for the benefits of digestion and inflammation, helping with inflammation, and a host of other things that every day more research is coming out on the benefits of turmeric. So we have actually made our own turmeric product. It's called Turmeric Power. It is a powdered form, and I have been having so much fun incorporating this into different recipes and just getting more turmeric into my diet, and I'm seeing amazing results in my digestion, and I'm just having fun making all these new fun recipes. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a very easy recipe. It's a great, delicious recipe to bring to a party. There's so many options with making the toppings. I'll show you the ones that I made and that we'll make today. These are the truffles, and I made espresso bean topping, and then this is coconut on these. But you can use pecans. There's a bunch of options just to even make this recipe different every time that you make it. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go over the ingredients and show you what we have. Again, it's really only about 8 ingredients, and these are amazing. They're so good. The first ingredient is dates. I know a lot of you guys, we always preach low sugar. This, because the dates have the fiber incorporated and there's nothing added. This is just a whole date that's been pitted. You want to make sure that you get pitted, or if you do get regular whole dates, you take the pits out before you put them into your food processor, because it'll ruin the recipe. You'll have fragments of the pits. You'll have to start back over. So just make sure they're pitted, or that you remove the pits before you start this recipe. So we'll start with 1 cup of pitted dates, and we'll toss that in. And this recipe has a few things to follow. Make sure you do them the way that we show you, so that you don't have, I've had to do this recipe a couple times, and I see where doing things in certain steps on this recipe makes it the outcome a whole lot better. So we'll start, you'll need about 1/4 cup of hot water. So I just brewed a few ounces on my Keurig so I would have it, but that's what's going to help the dates to actually puree and become a paste. So we'll go ahead and, the only tool that you'll need for this pretty much is the food processor. Before you start with the recipe, you just want to pre-chop your almonds. So these were whole almonds, and I pre-chopped them up. But after that, you can run through the recipe by starting with the dates. And you use this little bit of warm water after you turn it on. And then you'll make sure you have your spatula nearby, so you'll just have to push the dates down until they get into a paste. Probably about 3 times you'll need to stop and push the dates down. And after you get past the dates, everything else is pretty smooth sailing. Very easy recipe. I'm always into easy recipes. I don't like complicated recipes, and I like recipes that have health benefits and they taste good. Okay. So about 1 more turn on this. Okay, so got the paste into the dates into a nice paste, and that's the toughest part of this recipe. Everything else we are going to be tossing in. So we'll start with the second ingredient, and that is coconut butter. So coconut butter, you can buy it a couple different ways. I found it here, coconut butter, but it's also called coconut manna. But this is not the same as coconut oil. Coconut oil will actually go clear. It doesn't have any of the coconut meat blended in. This actually has coconut meat blended in, so it's either going to be coconut butter or coconut manna when you purchase it at the grocery store. So I've already measured out on here a half of a cup. So far we have a cup of dates and a half a cup of coconut butter. And then we'll go ahead and blend the butter just a little bit. Okay, so now we have the dates blended with the coconut butter. And so the next items we're gonna add are the spices. So we'll start with the turmeric power. And this does come with a scoop in it, so I just go with the scoop. It's about a teaspoon per scoop. And I'm gonna be adding 2 teaspoons or 2 scoops of the powder. And then next we have ginger, powdered ginger. And I love ginger. The recipe, you could use just a teaspoon, but I love ginger, so I'm actually gonna put 2 teaspoons, 2 healthy teaspoons of ginger. But again, you could just do 1. And then we're gonna have cinnamon. And cinnamon is 1 teaspoon. And then we have pink sea salt. Always make sure I have sea salt that is colored, so it's either pink, Himalayan, or Celtic, which is gray. And that tells me there are minerals in the salt. We never want to buy just white salt. That's old school. We want to make sure we're getting the most minerals in our food, and so seasoning it with a good quality sea salt is important. And for the salt, we're going to put 1 teaspoon. Okay, and we're going to blend that where the spices are uniform. Okay, so we have a nice blend of the coconut butter, the dates, and all the spices. And then the next 3 ingredients are coconut flakes. So this is shredded coconut, actually, and you can use the flakes or the shreds. I just think it's a little easier when it's smaller to blend in, but it's a half a cup. And then this is hemp seeds. We have a half a cup of hemp seeds. Hemp seeds have a nice nutty flavor if you're not used to using those in recipes, a really nice nutty flavor. And then these are the almonds. Remember, we pre-chopped them before we started in the food processor. They were whole raw almonds and we chipped them up. And so it's a half a cup of each of the almonds that are chopped, the hemp seeds, and the coconut shreds. And then we're gonna blend some more. Okay, that is it. So now they are ready to spoon out of the food processor. And what we're going to do in order to get the coating on them, and we're going to use the espresso or coffee beans that are grind pretty fine, and then coconut shreds. We are just going to get 2 clear cylinders. I'm using my measuring cups just to make it easy. And 2 tips for making this part easier, the coating. So when you take the batter and you can spoon it with a tablespoon, make sure you have a little bit of moisture on your hands to prevent it from sticking to your hands. So it's always good to fresh wash your hands anyway, but having the moisture on your hands just makes this part a little bit easier. So we'll take it and we're gonna roll it into a ball. we're going to drop it into the cylinder, and then we're going to coat it by just swirling it around. And so then we have one of the coconut ones, and then just rinse your hands between each one. Do one of the coffee bean. And again, there's so many different options for toppings, different nuts. You can roll them in hemp seeds, which we used. Some of the crushed almonds would be good on the outside. I'm sure you could do some chocolate as well, but this is coffee beans that we're doing. And all you gotta do is swirl it around, and you could use your hands or you can use a spoon to pull it back out. But that is it. It's super simple, very easy recipe. We have the delicious turmeric truffles, and I'm going to make me a cup of ginger tea and go and enjoy these truffles. If you like this video and are enjoying these recipes, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you're notified when we have new videos. And as always, here's to transforming your health naturally. I'm Dr. Katie Snow. See you next time.